Botswana, sure. We're going back a good few years. I think the first time I travelled to Botswana was in the early 90s. In fact, it was the late 1980s. Crikey. I lost count after about 20. But yeah, I must be close to 30 now, I think. Well, it's all self-drive. I prefer doing Botswana self-drive. I think it's the right way to see the country. We have all these wonderful executive flying safaris, but in my opinion, you don't really get to mix with the cultures and the people. Have to do it with the four-wheel drive. Possible not to do it. You can get through the country without a four-wheel drive, but you're not going to see it well. And I think that's crucial. If you're going to see the right areas of the country and see it for what it is, which is an amazing destination, you need a four-wheel drive of some kind. It can be basic, otherwise quite complex depending on what you're looking at doing. As far as the journey is concerned, it depends on where the destinations I'm going to want to seek out. The tendency nowadays is that Botswana has become very popular, especially the parks, and booking the parks has now become quite essential. If you don't book the parks, you're going to find that they will turn you down when you get to the gate. So my recommendation is book the parks, the main camps, etc. that you would like to stay at. Other than that, pretty much just, as they say, follow your nose, go with the flow, see where it takes you. The thing is that Botswana is immense, it's huge, and there's a lot of playground where you don't have to book into a camp or lodge, in which case you can see areas that are pretty remote, and that's one of the best ways of exploring is just by following your nose and see where you go, within the time period, of course. Most of the time I camped in the car. The vehicle's kitted out with everything that one would need. Some have rooftop tents, some don't. Mine at this stage does, although I'm not the greatest fan of a rooftop tent, because you have to drop it every time you want to go on a game drive. So it can be a pain in the butt. But other than that, yeah, I prefer camping, and you get to hear and experience the bush for what it is, smell the bush. Often get visited by animals, and that's all part of the experience. Not saying that lodging is bad, don't get me wrong. There's some great lodges around, luxury lodges, stunning accommodation that you can really get spoilt at. But my preference is to experience it alone in the remoteness of what it is and just listen to the nightlife around a campfire. Nothing beats that. Sure, that's a big question. That's a tough question. And people don't actually know and understand until you've actually been there and experienced it. Africa's in your blood. If you don't experience it, no one will ever be able to tell you what it's about. And I think that's what I encourage. It's not for everyone, I'll be honest. Some people have gone and come out and said, forget it, all this drip between my toes is not for me. But a lot of people just keep on coming back. And I think it's about that experience, it's about living in God's country for what it is. It's the only place left on the planet that is not inhabited by people and destroyed by people. In the early days, we used to travel through Botswana and not see anyone for weeks, and that was unbelievable. No human intervention whatsoever. And that's the experience it's all about, and that's what I love about it, and I always go back for more. Top 3 favourite places would be Marima Game Reserve. My favourite camp would be Third Bridge. It's a destination I've had lots of experience with. It's remote, it's unbelievable. We've chased wild dogs for 3 weeks there. We've had some amazing times there. That's right up there in the top of the list. You've got to see the Chobe River. There's a camp in the Chobe Reserve called Ihaha. On the river, stunning views, stunning destination, really worth seeing. And then there's Central Kalahari, the biggest Sub-Saharan Game Reserve. It's immense, it's huge, it's beautiful. There is so much in Botswana, I can keep on going forever, but those I would say would be the top three in my book. I would put first if you haven't been there before. If you want to see elephants, there's no better place than the Chobe Reserve. You are guaranteed to see elephants, and good elephant at that. They come down to the river quite regularly, twice a day at least, and the sightings there are phenomenal. You get to see them in full view, playing in the water, playing in the river, and big herds. We're talking herds of ending up to 100 elephants, so they can really get big there. So if you want to see elephants, nothing better than the Chobe Reserve.